Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is Marcus Rosa, aka Mazuma TV, back at y'all with some more boxing talk, man. I hope everybody's having a blessed, beautiful, positive, productive night. I hope y'all had a great day overall, man. Back at y'all with some more boxing talk. We got some things that we currently need to discuss going on in the boxing world. We're gonna talk about Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez fight, according to Ring Magazine, now being off, canceled, done. Nada. We're going to talk about Ryan Garcia rejoining Team Canelo, and then we're going to talk about Subriel Matias returning against March 1st. Returning in March 1st, who he's going up against, and what's the significance of the fight into the 140-pound division, man. If y'all can hit the like button as soon as y'all come in, that'd be very much appreciated. We got some things that we currently need to discuss, and I'm already seeing a few comments so far, so if we could hit the like button and get the algorithm on the up so that people know that Mazuma TV is live, that'd be very much appreciated, man. I hope everybody is doing well. I'm feeling extremely blessed. You feel what I'm saying? I did not go on live last night, man, because it really wasn't nothing much to really talk about, in all honesty. It was a slow day. So, usually when we had those slow days, we just fall back, relax, and we just wait for the news to, emerge the following day. You feel what I'm saying? How's everybody doing? How's everybody doing? Shout out to the boy Coffee Plant in the building. He said, Mazuma, what up, baby? What up? What up? Forever dedicated. He said, Mazuma, you seen Tank sit down with PBC and say fight week of the Pedraza fight. He was super mad. Felt like his own people was against him. After the fight, he was mad. Yeah, forever dedicated. I heard him talk about that story a million times, bro. That fight was about, 8 years ago? Yeah, I recollect, that storyline and everything like that. Nothing new. But I'm glad that you let me know about that. One thing I did not know, though, was that Tank told Teofimo to shut his bitch ass up. I thought he was talking to Coach Bullet during the Rolly fight, so that's something new that I learned. But besides that, we know the Jose Pedraza storyline, inside and out. We need to stop talking about that and move on. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to Marissa Alvarez. She said, hi, Mark. How are you doing? I'm feeling all right. I'm feeling all right. I'm just ready to I'm ready for the weekend, man. You feel what I'm saying? I'm ready for the weekend to come. You know what I'm saying? Get this haircut and all that good shit. You feel what I'm saying? Super Bowl, of course. Hopefully the Philadelphia Eagles come through in the clutch. You feel what I mean? And all that good stuff. Marissa says, have they said who Subriel Matias is fighting on March 1st? They did. As Subriel announced it on his social media. Let me see if I could tell you exactly the opponent's name. But he did announce it. You know what I mean? Matchroom has announced it as well. And he's going up against Venezuela. You feel what I'm saying? That's somebody that we had spoken about before. This was already news. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily new or anything of that nature in terms of like opponent. But March 1st is going down. You feel what I'm saying? They don't even have it on BoxRec yet. You feel what I mean? But it's going to be an IBF title eliminator, which is a huge thing. You feel what I mean? And this is going to really decide who's going to be Richardson Hitchens mandatory. You feel what I mean? So I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully, he gets that Teofimo fight before they mandate that fight, because once they mandate that fight for Richardson Hitchens, he's going to have some decisions to make. You feel what I'm saying? He's going to have some decisions to make. And whether he's going to keep the title and defend it against Subriel Matias, or is he going to move up like he said in the past? So we're going to see. Old school 868, what up, baby? GM, what up? He said, I knew all that shit was cat. We're going to talk about it. Lorenzo, Ralph, Agent 007. Why Subriel always fight the same day as Tank? I don't know. That's a great observation, though. That's a great observation. We got 18 people in the building. Let me see where the likes is at. We got 12 likes with 18 people in the building. Let's get them up so we can have this conversation. Let's go. We got some shit on our mind, man. We're going to speak about it. He fought Paro on a Tank Frank day, too. I think I do recall that. But regardless, Subriel Matias is back in March, man. March 1st. That's a very significant fight. This is make or break for Subriel. Hopefully, he has the right people training him, coaching him. Hopefully he's not distracted out there in Puerto Rico and he getting some top tier work in. You know what I mean? Because there's a shit ton of work all over the island, but I don't think sparring will be an issue. It's just all about the coaching and just staying, focused and dedicated and set in on the mission. You feel what I'm saying? Because, he comes out successful against Venezuela, which is a downgrade from the Teofimo Lopez fight, but it is what it is. You can't make people fight. You feel what I mean? This is an IBF title eliminator. So I'm really excited to see how he does in this performance. Hopefully he does well. He comes out with the victory. So because I really feel like Hitchens did a little slick little move. You feel what I'm saying? Acting like he wasn't interested in the IBF. You know what I'm saying? And then as soon as Subriel slips and loses the title to Paro, all of a sudden he's interested, and now he got the belt and he popping his shit when he acted like at one point in time he didn't really care for the IBF. I feel like he got away with a little slick one. You feel what I'm saying? I think that he he got away with a little on some slick shit. You feel what I'm saying? I really wasn't feeling that. That rubbed me the wrong way. So I feel like he found a way to get a world title without having to, go through the hardest obstacle, in my opinion. You feel what I'm saying? So hopefully Subriel Matias wins this fight against Venezuela and he becomes Richardson Hitchens mandatory, because I feel like that's a fight that, got away. I feel like that's a fight that needs to be made. You feel me? So it is what it is. We're going to see. You doubt Hitchens will stay at 40 for longer? Hey, man, look, he fucked either way he go. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I ain't even going to lie to you. Like, I mean, he can beat Subriel. He can outbox him, but that's a really tough fight. So either way he go, he gonna have a tough fight. Whether he faces Subriel, Teofimo Lopez, or he goes up to 47, and you know what I'm saying? Who the man of the division at 47? We know who that is. We know who those guys are: Stanionis, Boost, Norman, Barrios. You know what I'm saying? He might be able to beat the Barrios and shit like that. But the actual man of the division, who's currently exploring unification, he ain't got a shot in hell against. So I feel like he fucked either way. That's just my personal opinion. Or he gonna have to go through the fire either way. Marissa says, what do I think about up-and-coming boxer Elijah Tutek Flores? I've heard the name, so it definitely rings a bell, but I haven't really sat there and really watched him to really give you an in-depth analysis. So I'm not about to sit here and act like I know what he's talking about. I mean, know who he is or what he's capable of. You're going to have to give me some time to really figure the kid out so I could give you the proper assessment. I can't give you that answer right now. I'm not educated on the kid, so I don't really feel confident in giving you an opinion. But the good thing is I've heard of him, so he's doing the right thing, obviously. Nate Johnson said Hitchens' coach definitely don't like the Matias fight. He said some interesting things yesterday. Oh, I didn't see that. You're going to have to bring that to my attention, Nate. I still find it weird how Matias lost the belt in his hometown. I thought the fight was really close and Paro didn't really show urgency to take the belt from the champ. This is what I think Paro won. You feel what I mean? I just think that Matias approached it totally wrong. I think he should have stepped on the gas earlier. You feel what I mean? I felt like it was a lot of time wasted. I don't know exactly what he had in mind or what was going on during his training camp. I thought he started turning it up towards the end and, starting to show like to be more of himself. But by that time, Leon Paro already had gotten away with a lot of rounds. So, that's just my personal opinion. I just think that if he would have stepped on the gas, or if he would have been more consistent, if he would have been more more assertive in the early rounds, he probably could have did something. But I'm a hold Subriel accountable for that. He lost his belt. You feel what I mean? He lost his belt. You know what I mean? Coffee Plant said, "Okay, cool. Okay, cool." Coach Coffee Plant said, "Coach Lenny." Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and act like William Paro got a gift or anything like that. That's definitely not the case. But the good thing is there's an opportunity for Subriel to get back in the mix and fight for the IBF. He just gotta get rid of his opponent. You feel me? Nate Johnson said, yeah, Coach Lunny was on Mill City yesterday and kind of diverted away from away talks of fighting Matias, saying Matias has nothing to offer. You see how people are starting to say that shit about Subriel Matias as if he wasn't a former world champion. You know what I mean? Yeah, you come around and be like, oh, I beat the guy that beat Matias. All right, all that shit sounds good, but at the end of the day, mandatories are a real thing. And the IBF don't play that shit. You feel what I mean? So if it's a situation where, Matias defeats Venezuela and he becomes the number one guy, it's going to put you in a situation where he has something to offer. He's your mandatory. And if you decide to back off of the block or whatever the case is, you will be stripped of your titles and look like a duck. So it's like, it's either you going to rumble the motherfucker or you just going to sit there, be a coward, move up and wait, vacate your title, whatever the fuck the case is, and that people are going to be criticizing you for what you've done. So, I mean, you could go around saying how motherfuckers don't bring nothing to the table. I tell you what, Matias, if you were to beat Matias, you would get a lot of credit for it, Richardson Hitchens, and he'll be one of the best guys on your resume, top two. Him and Leon Paro will be the best people that you've ever fought in your career, the most decorative fighters that you fought in your career. So is he really a nobody? Is he really somebody with nothing to offer? I find it funny how a lot of people saying that. I just heard Elvis Rodriguez pussy ass saying that shit the other day, and Subriel is a hotter commodity than him. Has accomplished more than him. Probably brings more money and more. He probably put more asses in seats than Elvis Rodriguez. If we being honest, what the fuck fan base does Elvis Rodriguez have? You know what I mean? I understand he a Dominican, but whenever the Dominicans ever came and showed out and sold out a show off of Elvis Rodriguez's behalf, he ain't never put no asses in those seats. At least Subriel fighting in his home country. Where the fuck Elvis Rodriguez rumbling at in the Dominican Republic? I don't see that nigga throwing hands at Santo Domingo. You know what I'm saying? I don't see that nigga doing none of that. So he need to sit the fuck back and stop acting like, he does somebody when in reality he a nobody. Subriel lost to Leon Paro. You lost to Kenneth Sims, cuz. It is what it is. Stop acting like your shit don't stink, nigga. Nothing to offer. Nigga actually had a world title around his waist. What the fuck have you done? Seriously. Teach says Fundora should switch his plan up and go whoop Buzz ass. That's how you feeling, Teach? Damn well Fundora ain't fucking with no Terrence Crawford. Fuck it. Let's talk about it, man. Because I'm warmed up. Because that Elvis Rodriguez shit got me mad. So, according to the Ring magazine, which is affiliated with Turkey Al-Sheikh, Riyadh season, and all that good stuff, they had just posted about a half hour ago. Says breaking news: Canelo Alvarez and Terrence Crawford fight is now off. The caption goes on to say the planned Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford fight is now off. The Ring has learned. So the Ring is giving you this information with the close affiliation it has with Turkey Al-Sheikh and Riyadh season, and considering the fact that Turkey Al-Sheikh versus wait, what the fuck was I saying? I'm sorry, I got caught up in the comments. Considering the fact that Turkey Al-Sheikh and Riyadh season is closely affiliated with Ring Magazine, and they were the ones responsible for trying to put this fight together with Terrence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez, it's safe to say they know what the fuck they're talking about. You feel what I'm saying? So they're saying that the fight is off. Now, why the fight is off, we don't know. We don't have the details in front of us. I don't know if it was the money that they had a disagreement about. I don't know if it was the location. Listen, I don't know exactly what the details are. You feel what I'm saying? All I'm knowing right now is that the fight is off. The fight is canceled. So where does that leave both fighters? If we speaking honestly, if we speaking objectively, I feel like Terrence Crawford has better routes in terms of opponent selection in comparison to Canelo Alvarez. If we're being honest, Canelo Alvarez is currently in the super middleweight division. He's spoken of moving up to 175 and things of that nature, but for a long time, he's been at 168. He actually hasn't moved back up to 175 since his loss to Dimitri Bivol. Considering the super middleweight division, David Benavidez moved up, David Morrell moved up. They just fought each other and put on a spectacular performance. So who does that leave for Canelo Alvarez to face? Are we talking about the current IBF super middleweight champion of the world, William Skoll? We're hearing rumors that he might rumble Jake Paul in July. What is going on with Canelo Alvarez? I don't know. But in terms of quality opponents, it seems like there's not much left for Canelo Alvarez at 168. So what does that leave him with? And I know that Canelo at this point in his career doesn't care about quality opponents. He just wants to get the most money possible for the least amount of risk. You feel what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford, on the other hand, he's in one of the most action-packed, if not the most action-packed division in the entire sport of boxing. He has Bakram Murtazaliev that I called for not too long ago. Sebastian Fundora, who's currently a unified super welterweight champion of the world. You know, I seen that he may face Cordell Booker. I think that's an absolutely trash-ass fight. You know, no disrespect to Booker at all, but, you know, is that really a fight that we really want to sit down and watch? Not at all. I might just go out with my girl. I might just go out with the homies, you know, on that day. You know what I mean? Because, you know, there ain't nothing exciting about that fight that's really going to make me want to sit there and, you know, wonder what the fuck is going to happen. You feel what I'm saying? So Terrence Crawford versus Sebastian Fundora will be a hell of a fight. You know, a meaningful fight for the division. 3 belts on the line. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Seriously. There's some great fights that could happen at the junior middleweight division. If not, tell me Jermell Charlo versus Terrence Crawford would not be a hell of a motherfucking fight. As far as I'm concerned, didn't they say that Jermell Charlo is a champion in recess in the WBA or something of that nature? He has something going on where he was a champion in recess. He could easily call for that fight and put that shit together. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's a route. That's a route, y'all. Yeah, Bella Faith said Fundora PBC wanted that EJ fight. Yeah, I'm well aware of that. As soon as I seen Earl Spence in the ring, I already knew what type time it was. But, you know, Earl Spence said he not ready right now. You know, them Texas boys not ready right now. Jermall Charlo was supposed to rumble March 1st. He talking about he not ready. He was supposed to fight Cornflake. He was supposed to fight Thomas Lamana. You feel what I'm saying? He said he not ready. Earl Spence said he wants to give us the best version of himself. He said he not fighting until he ready. That lets you know he not ready. So that fight is completely down the drain. And it seems like Cordell Booker is going to take over Earl Spence's opportunity, which I'm not a huge fan of. But at the same time, if we keeping it a buck, I wasn't a huge fan of the Canelo and Crawford fight any motherfucking way. You know, if we keeping it real, you know, if the fight would have been made, would I have been tripping? You know, not at all. I wouldn't have been tripping. You feel me? But I would have watched it just for the intrigue and see what Terrence Crawford's capable of doing. But that's not a fight that I call for. You know what I'm saying? That's not a fight that I call for. I'm sick of seeing these guys move up 2 weight classes. Then when they come up short, they talking about how they dared to be great. No, man. How about the big guys that's, you know, in their division like Canelo Alvarez 168? Why don't he dare being great with motherfuckers who's actually top tier in his division? You know what I'm saying? Canelo Alvarez has been avoiding this for so long that niggas got sick and just moved up in weight, and they fighting for interim titles and shit. Because don't nobody, you know, you got David Benavidez flashing interim titles in the ring because, you know, you too pussy to fight him. You feel what I'm saying? David Benavidez got like 4 WBC titles in the ring. You feel what I'm saying? And they all interim belts because the motherfucker who has the legitimate belt don't want no smoke. You feel me? And you moving these little guys up, you know what I mean, and all this shit, bro. I understand that Terrence Crawford is ambitious. I understand that he wants to do legacy defining shit and really prove how great he is. But he could do that in his own weight division. You feel what I'm saying? You could do that in your own weight division. You don't need Canelo Alvarez to be great. You don't need Canelo Alvarez to make great paydays. You know what I'm saying? Now, can you get Canelo Alvarez money with these guys at 154 in one fight? Probably not. But you can still make some great money in the current weight class that you're in. You know what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. That's just my personal opinion, man. Lorenzo said, what do I think is next for Bud? Any of the champions that's at 154, man. You know, if he planned on, I don't know if he planned on fighting prior to September, but, you know, like I said, Bakram Murtazaliev versus Terrence Crawford, that's a dangerous fight. Bakram a big motherfucker that's punching like a son of a bitch. You feel what I'm saying? That could be a good fight. You know, I would like to see how Terrence Crawford figures out, you know, Bakram Murtazaliev. Like I said, Sebastian Fundora. I don't know if that Cordell Booker fight's official, but, you know, if not, Terrence Crawford need to exercise his right in being a WBO mandatory and fighting Sebastian Fundora. You know what I'm saying? If Sebastian Fundora, got any type of balls, cojones, whatever the fuck you want to call it, there needs to be a unification fight. The WBC, the WBO, and the WBA needs to be on the line between them two. And we need to see somebody get close to the undisputed status at the 154-pound division, because we haven't seen it since Jermell Charlo. Jermell Charlo, on the other hand, is another great quality opponent that Terrence Crawford could fight next, because at the end of the day, regardless of what we say, Jermell Charlo is still that guy in the division. And I've been saying this for a while. Mazuma TV, why do you say that? Mark, why do you say that Jermell Charlo is still the guy in the division? Because for one, he was the only one to accomplish the undisputed feat at 154, recently. You know what I mean? In the 4-belt era, he's the one that conquered every single title, and he beat quality opponents to do so. Jason Rosario, Brian Castano. Who did he get the WBC? Tony Harrison. You feel what I'm saying? He did what he had to do. He stepped out of the division to take on the Canelo Alvarez challenge. He failed miserably, horribly. But at the end of the day, nobody in the division beat him for his titles. He was essentially stripped of every single one due to inactivity and essentially leaving the division and not knowing if he was going to come back or not. The division had to continue growing. It had to continue moving. One of the belts got sent over to Tim Tszyu, and, the other ones became vacant and guys fought for it. So it is what it is. It is what it is, man. So that's what's next for Bud, if that's what he wants. But I also heard, and I brought Bomac on my channel, about a year and some change ago, John Jackson. Yeah, that's when he initially got the WBC, but then he lost to Tony Harrison. He lost to Tony Harrison, and he had to get it back. You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I mentioned Tony Harrison. But initially, he got his first world title off of John Jackson. He was losing that fight. He came back and stopped John Jackson. I remember that fight clear as day. You know what I'm saying? Nate Johnson said Jermell gets no respect, but to me, he does. 154 is a dog division, and he conquered it. Barely was on the pound-for-pound list. I remember that clear as day, Nate. I'm glad that you remember that. And this is exactly why I call him the man of the division. And this is another thing. You can't say that Jermell Charlo isn't the man of 154, which I was running around saying Josh Taylor was the man of the division at 140 pounds. So that's exactly what y'all said after Teofimo Lopez beat him. Oh, nobody ever beat Josh Taylor for his titles. He was stripped. He only had one title left. Okay, Teofimo Lopez beat him, and y'all called him number one because he beat the man in the weight class. You feel what I'm saying? So Jermell Charlo, according to y'all logic, what a lot of spectators said, what a lot of boxing fans said, Jermell Charlo is still the man of the division at 154. Now, is he the best? That's a different discussion, and that's something that he has to prove, because since he's been gone, a lot of smoke done entered the motherfucking building. Now, is he gonna be able to maneuver through that motherfucker, or is he gonna die off that carbon monoxide poisoning? We gonna have to see. We gonna have to see, man. You feel what I'm saying? It's a different world. It's a different world since he left the crib. You know what I'm saying? Thierry Scott says, I can see why Bud wants to fight Canelo. He already proved himself as an all-time great. He wants the best payday over going undisputed in another division. I mean, yeah, I understand that too. I understand exactly what Terrence Crawford's mind frame is. Probably felt like he wasted a lot of time, a lot of money in his top-ranked shit, so he looking to get the best bag possible, and I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it, but, when the opportunity don't present itself, what are you to do? Are you going to retire, or are you going to continue accomplishing legacy defining shit? That's up for Terrence Crawford to decide, and whatever he decides to do, I'll be okay with. You know what I mean? Because if it ain't a Canelo Alvarez fight and he continues to fight, I know the next fight going to be a good one. You know what I'm saying? I don't really see him fighting no scrubs. You know what I mean? Because one thing about Terrence Crawford, he understands the business of boxing. And, if you can't get that big money fight, you got to get the next best option. And typically the next best option in terms of paydays is other champions. So we'll see. We'll see. You know what I mean? I just hope that he don't walk away when I think Terrence Crawford got a lot left in the tank. Joe G. Valdez says, who canceled that? I'm not aware of that. I don't have enough information to really give you that news. I'm just going based off of what Ring Magazine has reported. And Ring Magazine has reported that the fight is off. That's something that they've learned recently. They actually just announced that shit a little less than an hour ago. So That's all the information I have. There's no further details on the situation. I don't know if it was a money thing or a location thing, or it could literally be anything. We'll just have to wait and see as information comes out. Canelo Alvarez is a pretty transparent person from interviews that I've seen with him, so we'll see. We'll see. But if any information comes out while we're on here on live, please let me know in the comments, y'all. You already know I'm already checking the comments. Coffee Plant said, Benavidez said they offered him $5 million for Canelo, but it was just a flat rate. He accepted it. Canelo would have got $70 million plus pay-per-view revenue, which would have most likely totaled up to $100 million. But apparently they ain't enough for Canelo Alvarez because Benavidez is disrespectful. That's not enough for Canelo, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, Bud can make some good money. Bud can make some good money at 54, period. Now, is it Canelo money? No. And that's probably what he wants and where he desires to receive. But it takes two to make a fight. And if a motherfucker not willing to make a fight, you got to settle for the next best option or walk away. Yeah, Plant was disrespectful. Plant put hands on Canelo's face, man, during a press conference. Billy Joe Saunders disrespected this man. I remember Eris Landy Lara was saying disrespectful shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he done been through some shit. Edgar Berlanga was being disrespectful. That's just an excuse. They just looking for any type of reason to justify them ducking. That's just what it is. It's simple. It's simple. Triple G was saying little slick shit. Julio Chavez Jr. Them niggas ain't like each other. They was disrespecting each other left and right. Canelo done been through it with a few niggas talking back and forth. Remember, you're not on my level. I'm going to show you. You will feel. He was saying all this crazy shit. I'm like, yo, this nigga Canelo talking greasy. Saying Caleb Plant was like, fuck you. Suck my dick. All this crazy shit. I'm like, wow. I never heard Benavidez say that to Canelo. Shit. Calling him all types of drug cheats and everything. Billy Joe Saunders called him a drug cheat. I'm like, damn. All right. I guess. Yep. Coffee Plant bringing out all the facts. I would never fight a Mexican. Fights Munguia. Munguia's pretty fucking Mexican to me. We all know what it is, though. We don't got to keep going through the ringer. We already know who pussy and who ain't. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And further news, Ryan Garcia rejoins Canelo. Speaking of Canelo, Ryan Garcia back on a nutsack over there out in San Diego over there with Eddie Reynoso. What y'all think about that? Man? Because ironically, and I don't got no proof, so I can't really, say shit definitively. But I find it funny how when he went over to, Team Canelo, that's when he got all big and muscular, when he ain't never have a fucking ounce of definition, a muscle definition in his life. He go over to Team Canelo and he get all buff and big. Tank notices it and say this nigga on the juice. He leaves Canelo and gets caught with juice in his system. Then he ends up going back to Canelo and once he signs up for VADA testing. Now, y'all could just say I'm tripping, I'm reaching, whatever the case is. It's cool. I don't fuck with Ryan. Yeah, I know I don't fuck with Ryan. So you already know I'm not giving him the benefit of the doubt. You feel what I'm saying? So Ryan Garcia leaves Derrick James. And we all know that this is recent because when Ryan Garcia did that exhibit, he was going to do that exhibition with that Japanese dude who was on stage with him, Derrick James. And I told y'all motherfuckers that Derrick James is a motherfucking coon for continuing to work with Ryan Garcia, considering that racist rant that he went on against black people on social media. I said that if Derrick James has any type of integrity, if he has any type of balls, if he has any type of respect for himself and his race, he will walk away from Ryan Garcia. And what did he do? He stood by his side. So for that, I already know that he a coon-ass nigga. I stopped fucking with Derrick James as a result of that because he chose money over who he is as a man. And not all money, good money. Obviously, there ain't no motherfucking good money. And he ended up, and ever since then, ever since Ryan Garcia went on that little racist tirade, Derrick James ain't received a motherfucking dime from him because he hasn't fought since then. And on top of that, he just left your stupid ass to go right back with the Mexicans. So how the fuck are you feeling? How the fuck are you feeling now? I do feel for you that Earl Spence burnt you out of that bread, and I hope you get compensated because right is right and wrong is wrong. However, you move like an absolute clown with Ryan Garcia. You never spoke out against Ryan Garcia, so I don't want to hear you speak out about him now that he's not with you no more. You feel what I'm saying? Don't speak out against Ryan Garcia. Go be the coon ass nigga that you was when you was with him. That's it. Don't start talking shit about Ryan Garcia now that he not in the mix with you and you're not making no more money with him. Don't nobody want to hear none of that shit. I don't even want to hear an interview from Derrick James. As a matter of fact, he need to go ahead and retire. Go ahead and retire. You said that after all your fighters leave you, you was going to retire. You just want to focus on the Derrick James Foundation. Go ahead and keep giving them toys away at them Boys and Girls Club. Nigga, we don't need you in the sport of boxing no more. You feel me? You did some great shit. You had one undisputed champion, another unified. You done won several Trainer of the Year awards, and there's no doubt that you're good at your job. You shown that you could build a fighter from the ground up and make him a world champion, a pound-for-pound rated fighter. You've done some great shit that I don't know if I'll ever accomplish. I got ambitions and hopes on accomplishing it. You know what I mean? But you've done a lot of shit that I strive for in my career as a boxing trainer. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't no hate like that. But at the same time, you've proven to be a coon. You know what I'm saying? I don't fuck with coons at all. I got very little tolerance towards people who be cooning, you know what I mean, for a couple dollars. And this Ryan Garcia situation showed me a whole lot. You let this man call you and your people, because he was talking to you, Derrick. You a black man. He talking about black people. He talking to you. He told you exactly how he feel about you. Called you out your, called you the N-word with the hard ER. You know what I'm saying? Said talking about he was in the KKK and the terrorist organization that was known for lynching black people. You know what I'm saying? That was known for destroying black people. You know what I'm saying? That still does little rallies to this day and burning crosses and all that shit. Yeah, that's what he said he affiliated with. You was cool with that. You never spoke out about it. You never walked away from the man. You let the man walk away from you. You stood by his side while he was out here disrespecting you and your people. So for all of that, I'm glad he left your stupid ass. I'm glad that you ain't getting a motherfucking dollar off of him no more. And I hope that you walk away from the sport of boxing. Well, I can't tell him. You know what? Let me take that back. I can't tell a man what to do with his life and his career and all of that. But one thing's for sure, I don't fuck with Derrick James. He is a coon. You know what I mean? And every black person that continues to do that continues to fuck with Ryan Garcia, aka Bernard Hopkins, coon ass, he a coon too. Ain't none of y'all niggas exempt. All y'all niggas that was laughing in his face after he done said all that racist shit and was trying to be cool with him like Keyshawn and Shakur, y'all niggas got coon in y'all blood and y'all really need to shake that shit up. Bro, rap. And I ain't no perfect Dr. Umar ass nigga or none of that shit or, all of that. I ain't this, fucking conscious, pro-black everything. But one thing I do know is a coon when I see one. And that nigga is a coon. So it is what it is. Yeah, he disrespected Muslims too. And that exceeds black people. I mean, I wonder how that conversation was with Turki Al-Sheikh. I wonder if Turki Al-Sheikh brought that to his attention. I wonder if Turki Al-Sheikh brought that to his attention. Probably had Ryan kissing his feet in his office. You know what I mean? Yeah, niggas definitely need to stop cooning. Niggas definitely need to stop cooning. Nah, somebody ain't on nothing nice. He better stay the fuck away from me though. One day I'm gonna just get rid of these niggas, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, niggas definitely don't stand for nothing, bro. Well, what can we do? I mean, that's what niggas is on. That's what they on. We can't stop people from being who they is. You feel me? We gotta accept them for who they are and either deal with them or not deal with them. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I ain't no perfect, conscious, woke brother that, you know what I mean, that judge everybody if they don't do shit for their community. Listen, I ain't no perfect man. One thing I do know is if I come from African ancestry, if I come from a Hispanic nationality, right? That's who I am essentially. That's my ethnicity, Puerto Rican. Race, come from African ancestry. My father, all that shit. You disrespecting my ancestors. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm a big, I'm really big on, where I come from and where my people came from and shit like that. So that's something I take very serious. So when I see somebody talking crazy about people that I came from, you disrespecting me, bro. You disrespecting my family. You disrespecting, what I represent, my origins. You feel what I'm saying? So once you show you a racist, you just can't take that back. You feel me? That's in you. That's in you. And I told y'all that there was something weird about them Garcias when Henry Garcia was talking shit about Bill Haney hair when he made that nappy hair comment. That's extremely derogatory. That's a derogatory term towards black people that's been used for years. I remember growing up, they used to say that shit about my hair when I had my little fro and shit. I'm like, is that supposed to be like, why they always go out their way to tell me that? Like, it was a derogatory. Growing up now, I was like, bro, they fucking racist. That's a derogatory term. So I already knew that they had some funny shit going on. You feel me? From there, and all Ryan had to do was take a sip, and probably snort some coke, and and the real him came out. Speaking of cocaine, and I know that's a crazy segue. Teofimo Lopez admitted that his daddy's a cokehead. Did y'all see that? Haven't I been telling y'all for years that Teo Sr. is a cokehead? Have I been telling y'all that? It's crazy how the truth just comes out and just validates everything that I fucking say. I come from a hood. I come from the hood. You know what I'm saying? I done grew up around alcoholics. I done grew up around real drug addicts. I know their tendencies. I know how the way they act. I've been telling y'all for just about a year. There's some change. Probably longer than that since I've been taking YouTube serious. Probably like a year and some change. That T.O. Sr. is a cokehead. And for those of y'all who don't know what I'm talking about, Teofimo Lopez went on live the other day and said how his daddy was on cocaine around the time that they conceived him. Think I'm lying? Okay, let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. When he was conceived, his father was on cocaine and called himself a crack baby as a result. Hold on. This is some weird shit to talk about. You talking about your parents making love?
When they made me, my father was on coke. Yo, you guys want to know something though? Here's a little insight though. When my father was making love to my mother, when they made me, my father was on coke. Yep, my father was on coke. I was a crack baby. I want to be cracked out.
What? Let's run that back.
Here's a little insight though. Yo, you guys want to know something though? Here's a little insight though. When my father was making love to my mother, when they made me, my father was on coke. Yep, my father was on coke. I was a crack baby. No wonder I be cracked out.
Oh my God. What, yo? So we knew this. We knew this. What was the point of saying that? Stranger, I don't know. Oh yeah, and T.O. did an interview today calling himself a real nigga. Is we surprised? Is we surprised? You know what's crazy though about T.O. though? I have yet to hear him say that in front of a black person. Like somebody that he know he'll get offended. Like he be knowing when and when to use that shit. He's a pussy. Oh my God, yo, let me show y'all what Richardson Hitchens said, bro. I ain't gonna lie, y'all know I don't fuck with Richardson Hitchens like that, but that's a funny motherfucker right there, bro. There's something about how the way he talk. He remind me of Pretty Boy Floyd when he be trash talking. He's hilarious, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. When he get to talking, he be talking greasy. He just remind me of one of the niggas from the block that just be popping shit. But anyways, let me see.
Yo, Teofimo, I don't know about all that bullshit, all that talking on the internet, talking about you got 1.3, 1.5 for whatever fight. I don't give a fuck about none of that, what you talking about, nigga. Listen, you turned down an offer from Devin Haney. You turned down a $2.8 million offer from Subriel Matias. Nigga, you never seen $2.8 million. Talking about Subriel Matias ain't what you say? He ain't I guess he ain't good enough to fight you. He don't deserve to fight you. Nigga, who the fuck is you? You ain't never made $2.8 million. And on pay-per-view, you probably would have left with, let's say, $3 million. 3 point something. I don't know. Nigga, you the only one ducking. You the only one ducking. Ain't no offer even been sent to me. Like I said, nigga, send the contract. The number's right. Send me the date and time. I'm there. Ain't no excuses. And your dad in the background talking shit. I thought that old nigga learned before. I thought that old nigga learned when they beat him up in the gym and your pussy ass see him do shit, nigga. You sit right there and watch your dad get beat up. Like, what type of fighter is you? How you a whole professional boxer and you letting your dad get stomped on by like 9 other professional boxers, like in the boxing in front of you? Y'all niggas is soft. That's what I'm trying to say. Y'all not from Brooklyn. Y'all not from New York. There's no way a nigga from New York could ever let some shit like that happen. You feel me? But stop saying my name. Stop going on the internet talking shit, saying my name. Because you know, like you said, Richardson Hitchens is the only name at 140 right now that makes sense. So like I said, when they send that offer, make sure it's the right zeros. And I'm there. That's it. That's all I got to say. I ain't never ducked no smoke. Never. Ain't no contract. Ain't nothing been sent to me, nigga. Fuck is you talking about? It's fucking get me mad.
Yo, that nigga is funny. He said, "Don't get me mad." That's a funny motherfucker right there, boy. I could listen to Hitchens talk shit all day. Now, what was Richardson Hitchens replying to? Of course, it was Teofimo Lopez goofy ass. And this is what he said, because he responded to Richardson Hitchens. Let me see. I just want to give y'all the full situation. I know I'm moving backwards too. That's my fault.
What's that? I'm gonna tell man, what kind of bitch shit is that? I'm gonna tell you like this, bro. Like, you either gonna fight me because you say you gonna beat me, or you don't fight me at all, you punk bitch. Like, how you gonna go and talk about all this madness about me, and how you gonna box me and beat the bricks off of me, bro? Man, I fought Lomachenko for $1.3 million. Whoop that ass. Yeah, same goes and applies for Josh Taylor. Whoop that ass. Same applies for Richard Coleman, IBF world champion for $800K. Whoop that ass. What are you talking about, yo? Talking about sending a contract with the right numbers. Shut that shit up, man. You just a pussy. With LeBron James,
and that's exactly why he mentioned T.O. Punk as daddy. You feel what I'm saying? So this nigga say he got stormed out by 9 other boxers. Yo, Hitchens a funny motherfucker. But hey, man, this man T.O. saying a whole lot. Said that when he was conceived, that his daddy was on cocaine and that he's technically a crack baby. Hey, man, that's boxing news, people. That's boxing news. Nate Johnson Nate Johnson said Hitchens will cook Teo in the press conference and has a chance to outbox him in the fight. I mean, both are true, brother. He definitely can outbox Teofimo Lopez. It seems like that style is kryptonite for him at this point in time. Another thing that a lot of people aren't addressing, Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia, they're going to be a part of the same camp now? Did anybody think about that? Ryan Garcia is back with Team Canelo. Teofimo Lopez is working with Team Canelo. Are both of them going to continue to work with Team Canelo when they may be possibly fighting each other? Was nobody talking about? Is Teo going to leave Team Canelo as a result of Ryan Garcia joining them? Are they going to be training on their different type of times? Like what's going on? What if they happen to fight each other? What's going to happen? How does that make sense? How's that going to work out? Agent 007 said one of them is going to leave, and I think it's Teo. I believe you. I believe you. I think that Team Canelo will keep Ryan over Teo, not only because they got a history, but because they might make more money off of Ryan Garcia. So not only because they actually got a history with each other, a rapport, whatever you want to call it, but just makes more business sense to keep Ryan in comparison to Teo. But that's something that a lot of people are not talking about. Teo, Ryan, it was just talking about fighting each other not too long ago. They're supposed to have this whole tournament going on with Riyadh season that if this person beats this person, the winner fights the winner, the loser fights the loser. There's a likelihood that Ryan may lose. There's a likelihood that Teo might lose. What's going on? What's going on? Ralph said, I don't see Teo working out with Reynoso. Teo Senior Pop's going to get in the way a lot. I mean, that's highly likely, and that's usually what intrusive, that's what like egotistical parents do. Parents that want to share the spotlight with they kids because they wasn't shit in life and been snorting coke and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? That I wouldn't put it past, Teo Senior to mess up that situation. I'm just knowing that at this point in time, Teo's working with Eddie Reynoso. Ryan is back with Eddie Reynoso. So how's that gonna go? How's that gonna go? They're gonna work with each other until they end up rumbling each other. How is this gonna go? You know what I'm saying? Because it seems like the cool thing right now to do is work with Eddie Reynoso for some reason. Remember when Eddie Reynoso had a fucking bomb squad? He had Andy Ruiz, he had Ryan Garcia, Canelo, he had Frank Sanchez, Oscar Valdez, Julio Cesar, Martina. He had all these different guys, and a few guys left him. And the Eddie Reynoso stable was a little, not dead in the water, but it died down a little bit, and it seems like everybody is jumping out the woodworks to train with Eddie Reynoso again. Because now I'm hearing Jaime Munguia, Teofimo Lopez, Ryan Garcia back, Canelo, Frank Sanchez still around, Oscar Valdez still around. What's going on? Yeah, like my boy Coffee Plant said, everybody thumbs up the live. Definitely thumbs up the live. We got 40 people in the building. Salute to the people that's tuning in to Mazuma TV. And I'm Dolo. You feel what I'm saying? I'm Dolo right now. Y'all just listening to me. I'm highly appreciative of that. You know what I'm saying? That's what happens when you really cooking. He said, I'm not gonna lie to you, he made Valdez worse. Hey man. Back when he beat Burchell, everybody was talking about how Eddie Reynoso completely revitalized Valdez. Now Valdez, got his ass whooped against Navarrete back-to-back, got stopped for the first time in his career. Hey, man. Valdez was better with Manny Robles. I mean, I thought Andy Ruiz was better with Manny Robles. When Andy Ruiz was over there with Canelo and them, he lost all that weight and he ain't look like himself no more. He said, read a Sing comment. Shout out to my boy Sing in the motherfucking building. He says, Mazuma, you saw Tio say he a dog boost. Yeah, I seen him say that, but he a crack baby. He gonna say a lot of shit that a lot of people don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? Crack babies, they be out their mind a little bit. Their train of thought is a little different than ours. You know what I mean? Like he came out the pussy a fiend. Hooked on, on that good stuff, on that fish scale. You feel me? So, we can't expect them to say shit that makes sense. I mean, we all know he ain't dogging no motherfucking Jerron Ennis. Like, stop it. He will get stopped by Jerron Ennis. You see how quick Teofimo Lopez face bruises up and how he swells up off the littlest. Can you imagine him getting hit with a clean jab from Boots? Boots, them fast ass combinations Boots be throwing, how Boots be going to the body. Teofimo Lopez gonna be trying to lunge into shots and hit nothing but air. Boots gonna be doing a slow motion moonwalking on him. Listen, Boots will beat the shit out of Tio. Tio used to dog him motherfuckers who not as athletic as him. Not only is Boots as athletic as him, he's more athletic than him. He's faster than Tio. He's sharper than Tio. He punches harder than Tio. He's bigger than Tio. There's no way that Tio beats Jerron Ennis. There's no way. Some real shit. Tio way too small for 47. Way too small. He an average size motherfucker at 140. He was a big 35, 40. Them niggas big up there, bro. Them niggas big up there. Pause. Just saying. Tio not big for real. Tio just talking about he was 153. He not even cutting weight right now. He a baby. JA05 said Boots needs to move up in weight. He's been looking flat-footed and slower in his last few fights. Well, that's not going to happen because he's about to fight Stanionis for unification at 147. One thing I'm going to tell you that's going to help Jerron Ennis in this fight is that there's not going to be any rehydration clause that the IBF implements in this fight with Stanionis due to it being a unification fight. So I think that we're going to see a revitalized Jerron Ennis, and I'm not blaming the rehydration clause on his performances. I think it was a lack of focus and a lack of motivation. But I do think with the motivation that he's gonna have, with the intensity he's gonna have, the focus he's gonna have, with being able to rehydrate properly without any type of restrictions or interruptions, I think we're gonna see a different type of Boots. You know what I'm saying? Because that was an IBF sanctioned bout coffee plant, there was a rehydration clause. 10 pounds. So he couldn't hydrate no more than 10 pounds the day after the fight. But it's like early in the morning. So let's say you weigh in at 12 o'clock in the afternoon, right? 3 o'clock in the afternoon, whatever. You could only put on 10 pounds that night. Then when you wake up in the morning, you do the weigh-in, and once they see that you didn't exceed 10 pounds, you go on the rest of your day rehydrating however you want. You feel what I'm saying? So it's not like, you can only put on 10 pounds and you got to hold the 10 pounds until the night that, until, you about to rumble. No. So early morning weigh-in. So it's probably like 8, 9 in the morning, probably 10 in the morning. You weigh in, you let them know you ain't exceed that 10-pound limit. And then you will go ahead and rehydrate however until, it's time to rumble. With staying the owners, that won't be the case because there's another belt involved, the WBA. You know what I mean? Slime, what up, Slime? Well, JA blames the weight cut and the rehydration clause for his last 2 performances. Well, we'll see. We'll see if your idea is true, because there won't be no rehydration clause for this fight against Stanionis. But Stanionis not a little motherfucker. That's going to benefit him too now. So we'll see. That's an amazing fight, bro. That's an amazing fight. Boots already in the gym. He working. You feel what I'm saying? So Got some good shit going on too. He just had 2 of his fighters fight. I don't know if it was last weekend or the weekend before that. I think they both got first round knockouts. So Boo's working all around the board. All around the board, he working. So that's what's up. So we spoke about Canelo Crawford fight being canceled. We spoke about Ryan Garcia rejoining Canelo. And we spoke about Subriel returning March 1st. And Slime, that fight with Subriel on March 1st going to take place in Puerto Rico, bro. You should try to find a way over there. I think it's going to be in Fajardo, too. I don't know. I forgot exactly where you at, but Fajardo ain't that far from San Juan. I know that. I done been to Fajardo a few times. Go 787. What up? Talk to me. What's on your mind, people? We got 36 people in the building. Salute. Before I get up out of here for the next 5 minutes, what we talking about? Yeah, 25 minutes. See? You can go watch Subriel Rumble. You know what I mean? So I look like Josue Vargas? Nah, I don't see it. I just think you assuming that because we both Hispanic. Yeah, we don't fuck with penis, so we definitely don't fuck with Josue Vargas over here. Josue Vargas like man, you feel me? A Singh says, do I think Morrell beats Anthony Yard? That's a good fucking fight. That's a fight. I don't know. I was never too big on Anthony Yard. I respect him. He got heart. He got power, explosive. You know what I mean? That's a good fucking fight with Morrell, though, man. Morrell. I mean, I'm sure he's grown from the Benavidez fight. We just gonna have to wait and see. But hey, man, Anthony Yard done been around the block at this point. That's a good fucking fight. I would love to see that. I don't know who wins that. We just gotta see how Morrell bounces back. You feel what I'm saying? Hopefully he's not gonna let a loss get to him because he ain't do much losing in the amateurs itself. So, and you know, obviously he was undefeated prior to the Benavidez fight. So we gotta see how he bounces back from lessons. You feel me? How high of a quality opponent do I think Xander's next opponent is? I mean, he an undefeated fighter from what I understand, but I don't really know too much about him, so I can't give a grade on a fighter that I'm not privy to. You feel what I'm saying? Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Xander's next opponent. Actually, let's see if it's actually on here. He's fighting somebody by the name of Slava Spammer, 20-0 with 11 knockouts, ranked number 10 in the world in the middleweight division. That's interesting. But ranked number 1 in Germany. So he might be a quality opponent. I'm not too sure. He beat a 20-0. He beat an 11-0. He beat an 8-0. So he took a few people O's, not anybody notable that we know of in all honesty, but he may be dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Showing some decent punching power according to his KO ratio. What's that about? Like 55%, 11 out of 20. That's about like 55%. So, you know, he don't have anybody like really big on his, you know, resume or anything like that. He got a lot of dudes with double-digit losses and shit like that. But, you know, we just going to have to wait and see. I can't really. Thank you for the bless shoes. As a coach, do I think Garcia is coachable? I don't think he's coachable at all. I think Garcia is the type that, you know, when he first come around and shit like that, like he'll listen to you and shit like that. But I think Garcia, one of them fighters, once he get comfortable, he like to do shit his way. Or if you let him or you're not strict on him, he will do shit his way. You know, there was a lot of rumors I heard about Ryan Garcia in terms of, you know, being gone from the gym for days and only coming around to do shit for social media. That's what Canelo had said about him when they first split. Do y'all remember that? Canelo was like, oh, he only goes to the gym to do shit for social media and then he leaves. So he was questioning his dedication as a fighter in himself. Now, Ryan Garcia may have changed some things since then. But, you know, Ryan Garcia loved to cut corners regardless. That's why he got caught with PEDs in the system. You know what I mean? So, you know, it is what it is. Slime said, what advice I would have gave Morrell to beat Benavidez? I would have had Morrell go into Benavidez's body more. You know, when Benavidez was attempting to step in and, you know, try to close the gap against Morrell, I would have had Morrell really using that jab to the body to really slow Benavidez down. Kind of like how Pretty Boy Floyd and Diego Corrales was. You know, Diego Corrales was coming forward against Floyd, and every time he tried to step in Floyd's vicinity or within his range, Floyd would give him a nice little jab to the body and then just start building combinations off of that. I would have had Morrell utilize more movement, in all honesty. And I would have been looking for Morrell to, you know, utilize some more foot movement, you know what I mean? Not standing in front of Benavidez. And if he is going to stand in front of Benavidez, he has to catch and shoot in between his punches. You know what I mean? If you got somebody like Benavidez who's a high-volume puncher and likes to let his hands go and shit like that, not only you have to catch and shoot because he's going to be most vulnerable while he's throwing punches. And if you want to disrupt his offense, you have to throw punches. So I would definitely have him punching in between Benavidez's punches, stabbing him to the body more, and utilizing more footwork and just trying to set traps. Like when Benavidez comes in all reckless, you know what I mean, catch him with a good shot coming in, turn him. You know, I think it would have been a little bit more boxing involved, but Morrell is accustomed to hitting motherfuckers and them falling. So I felt like he was inexperienced in that moment and just did what he typically did to win his previous 11 fights. You know what I mean? Yeah, PYP, we was talking about that. We was talking about the Canelo fight being canceled. You know what I mean? Brandon Ingram got traded for a bag of chips. Damn. I can't speak on that. To the Raptors? Okay. Yeah, bro. Read the title of the video. I said Crawford versus Canelo fight canceled. I ain't really tripping because I wasn't really too big on the fight anyway. Canelo need to fight motherfuckers he need to be fighting. And, you know, Crawford he can make some shit work in his weight class at 154. Why not? You know what I mean? Morrell needs to listen to his corner. Shields is even telling him to go to the body. You know, that's probably true. I wasn't really listening to the corner advice. But, you know, maybe he was hesitant because of what Benavidez was putting out there. And, you know, going to Benavidez's body might not be the wisest thing because Benavidez got a hell of an uppercut. So let's say it's some shit where, you know, he jabbed to the body. Benavidez see him about to jab to the body. So, you know, he'll probably catch the body shot and shoot something right up the middle. You know what I mean? That's not something you know, Benavidez ain't the biggest puncher, but, you know, them bitches add up. You feel me? The stranger said, he said no to Crawford so he could say yes to Jake Paul. Let's be real, Canelo on that time. He may very well be, stranger. That might be the reason why this fight fell apart. Jake Paul probably done took it away from him. We've been hearing about the rumors about Jake and Canelo. I don't think that shit came out of nowhere. You feel me? So maybe Jake Paul took the fight away from Bud. Canelo is on that type time where it's like, show me the money. Whoever show me the most money, that's where I'm going. And Jake Paul, he could pull some shit out. He could pull some shit out from under his sleeve. You feel me? I wouldn't doubt it. Jake Paul got a lot of money behind him. Probably more money than what Turkey is willing to offer him, willing to give Canelo. Who knows? Yep, Fulton did a great job. I appreciate you, PYP. Salute. Rio Grande Valley was disappointed about our guy Figueroa, but Fulton did his thing. Yeah, I just think that Figueroa just went about the fight the wrong way, man. You know what I mean? It was like 6-7 rounds went by and he didn't win a single round, in my opinion. So I'm like, bro, what is he doing? You know, he started to get into his rhythm a little later, but by then, you know, Fulton already had the shit in the bag. You feel me? So it was. I can see why y'all was disappointed. Bakram Murtazaliev could definitely present some problems to Bud with the size and, you know, the power and shit like that. But I think Bud is intelligent enough to, you know, swim without getting wet. You feel what I'm saying? Bakram is definitely dangerous. I'll tell you that. There ain't nobody to play with. And you've seen how, you know, Madrimov was able to provide some type of, you know, obstacles for Bud. I think Bakram could do the same. And he may have Bud be a little bit more cautious than Madrimov did. I think Bakram's a bigger puncher than Madrimov, if we being honest. Madrimov might be more skilled, but Bakram just come across as like that motherfucker with brute strength, bro. I don't even know how he make 54, to be real with you. He a big motherfucker. Did Figueroa win a round on the scorecards? I didn't even hear the scorecards, bro. That shit was so convincing that I didn't really stick around to really look to hear the scorecards. I knew there was no way they could take that from Fulton. Figueroa decision making was trash in that fight. Did you see him switching and trying to box with Fulton early in the fight? Yeah, but I was listening to his interviews prior to that, and he said he was going to box Fulton. And I'm like, why would you do that? That's not true. I'll be right back, y'all. Give me 1 second. Yo, yo. All right, we good. Let me see what we got. Marky Dan, what up, baby? What's going on? What's going on? Bella Faith. Shout out to Bella Faith. I was initially split on Teo versus Matias, but Teo declined on a pretty good offer. Makes me think he's a bit nervous about the power. I see what you're saying, Bella. And that may be a factor on why that fight wasn't made. I think in reality, I just think that Teo has this. He has this idea that he's this superstar. I think in his head, he thinks he's the superstar, and because he beat guys like Josh Taylor and Lomachenko, that he's entitled to these huge bags of money. You feel what I'm saying? But and this is the thing that I've noticed in the sport of boxing. It ain't necessarily about who you beat, how you beat them, your resume, shit like that. It's about what you bring to the table in terms of, ticket sales, pay-per-view draws. And one thing that we do know is that Teofimo Lopez ain't no big ticket seller. Teofimo Lopez ain't no big pay-per-view draw. He ain't this pay-per-view sensation that everybody is, clamoring about and, craving to see rumble. It's nothing like that with Teo. There's actually a lot of people within his generation who have shown to be bigger sellers. You feel what I mean? And he sees these guys making these types of purses, and he feels like he deserves to be there. But you're not on the level with them. Like, you going around talking about how you brought Bud Light to Top Rank. I don't know that. I don't know that. You feel what I'm saying? There's no definitive proof that you were the reason why Bud Light sponsored Top Rank. You feel what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, I think Bud Light been sponsoring fights longer than you've been a professional. So I don't know. But based off of like the style matches, Matias will give Teo a hell of a fight. We seen how, especially at 140 pounds, he's been having trouble getting people's respect in the ring. You feel what I'm saying? I think that Matias would apply a lot of pressure. I think that he will land some good shots on Teofimo Lopez, and I think he's very capable of breaking Teo down, especially if Matias is himself. He's at 100%. He clicking off. If he gets in rhythm, Teo could be in some serious trouble. Teo could very possibly outbox, Matias and things of that nature. But there's without a doubt, Teo will lead that fight bleeding. That's a fight he will bleed in. You feel what I'm saying? That's just my personal opinion. But, he might be nervous about the power, Bella. He very may well be. You feel me? Teo was sitting on the ropes that last fight. If he did that against Matias, he gets stopped. Yeah, that's one place he cannot afford to be at with Matias. Matias is way too heavy-handed and way too big of a volume puncher to take that type of punishment from Matias. And the thing about Matias is, especially when he's himself, when he's on 1,000, he gets stronger as the rounds go on. And if you're taking damage from him in the early rounds, it's not a good sign for when you reach in rounds 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. You feel me? So, I think Matias is a really bad style for Teo. That's just my opinion. Thierry Scott said, if you don't mind me asking what happened between you and Southpaw, man, you got to do your research, brother. But to sum it up, I brought Bill Haney on the channel. He didn't like it because he's not a fan of the Haneys. And, since then, he's been throwing a little he's throwing little shots at me and shit like that. And I offered him the rumble. He didn't want to rumble. So, you know what I mean? We don't speak to each other all like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's what happened. If you want to know like the real details, you're gonna have to scroll back some times ago. You know what I mean? And I can't even reference any videos for you to look back on because it's been that long. So Yeah, last time me and Rolly talked, last time me and Southpaw talked, I was gonna tell Southpaw to expose Rolly, but me and Rolly had a conversation. We got to understand it. Ghost said, Tio bruises up easy. I think Matias' power will break his face, and I believe Matias will stop him. Tio sits down to fight a lot. It's actually that's a good point. You know, Tio do like to buckle down and try to trade and shit like that. I think that'll leave a lot of opportunities for Matias to break him up. Eric Harris says, just tuned in. Is it canceled? I'm driving, can't read the chat. According to Ring Magazine, Canelo and Bud fight is off. The fight is off. They didn't provide any details, but they said the fight is off. So we just going based off of what the Ring Magazine is talking about. And they're a reliable source because, you know, Ring Magazine, Turkey Al Sheikh Riyadh season, they're pretty much one. So I don't think they'll give out any false information because they're essentially affiliated with each other, if we being honest. You know what I mean? People think Matias is slow, but then short shots affect. Matias is not slow at all. I don't know who the fuck said that. When Matias explodes, pause. When he lets off combinations and wants to showcase hand speed, he got hand speed. He ain't slow. He not the quickest like he ain't no motherfucking Gary Russell, Amir Khan, Rashidi Ellis. He ain't nothing like that. But he got some speed. Let's not get, there's a lot of things I noticed about Subriel Matias' game that I feel like a lot of people ain't gonna peep. Like, for example, I don't think Matias' defense that bad. A lot of people see Matias get, you let people tell him Matias get hit a lot. And does he get hit? Yeah. For the type of style that Matias has, it's impossible not to get hit. You know what I mean? But I think his defense is a bit underrated. And I knew I wasn't tripping because I heard Andre Ward say it during commentary. He was like, yo, like he got away. His defense is a bit underrated. Like he know what he's doing in there. I've seen him slip shots. I've seen him catch shots on the high guard. You know what I'm saying? He got some variations to his defense. Yeah, I've seen that's a great observation. I've seen him turn his head when shots like come, like somebody will throw a right hand and he'll whoop. You know what I'm saying? He got some ways about it. Marky Dan, I could tell you don't watch film. You don't watch film. You just be talking, bro. Like Subriel defense is not that bad. It's not. If you watch his fights, he catches a lot of shots on the gloves. I've seen him slip shots. I've seen him catch shots. For his style, he's gonna get hit though. What do I know about Baranchek? I know that he beat Emmanuel Navarrete for his WBO lightweight title. I know he's a decorated amateur, and he's a game opponent. But I think Keyshawn got the tools to beat him. That's what I think. Do I think Stanion is better than Prime Mean Machine? When was Prime Mean Machine? When he fought Bud and shit like that? Bro, how many times has Subriel gotten his ass whooped though? Like, what is we talking about? Like Liam Paro, I don't know if he whooped Subriel. He outboxed Subriel. I don't know. That one dude had Subriel questioning his life. That same dude you talking about, he rematched him and stopped him. If we talking about the bull Petros, Subriel got 2 losses, and one of them he avenged by knockout. And I know people that spar Stanionis. They say he really could fucking punch. And the dude also sparred Virgil, and he said Stanionis punch harder than Virgil. Yeah, man. But I'm gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody that came through and showed love to the channel. You feel what I'm saying? If y'all can hit the like button on the way out, that'd be very much appreciated. If y'all can share the video, subscribe to the channel. If y'all new, this is where the real and knowledgeable stay. You feel what I'm saying? So be on the lookout for another video tomorrow because I'll be having that up. I'll be going live. Be on the lookout for that. Until then, this is Mazuma TV. Y'all have a blessed, beautiful night. I'm out of here, man. Peace.